Hey, I wanted to pop in and just chat about something that has been on my mind for the last kind of day. I had a conversation last night with a friend um, who sells into the corporate space and sells into businesses, and we were talking about marketing. We were talking about um, what it takes to develop a brand and develop a following in the social channel world, right? Selling into the corporate world, selling into customers that are already leads is fine. That's known a fairly known quantity. It's a fairly known process. But when we're moving into the online space and we're moving into the social channels, when we're selling, all of a sudden things become a little bit different, right? And so if you are selling to businesses, this is going to be a little bit of a different tangent because typically I'm talking to people who are selling to people, but this is interesting because I think it applies as well. When you are selling to businesses, you're still selling to people. And this is the kind of conversation that we are having. So how do we start to do lead generation when we're selling to businesses using social channels, which are inherently personal, right? They're inherently people driven. So, thinking about this, you don't need to create some big persona or, a thought leader status, which is still an option for you. But what you need is a big idea, right? It's a big idea for people to grab onto, a big idea for people to understand and connect with that is beyond perhaps your area of expertise. Because maybe you're selling something that is good business, but is actually not all that exciting for people to get behind. But you can be an exciting brand in the sense that you can create a big idea that positions you as a leader. And it doesn't have to be you the person. It could be you the brand, but you stand for something that's a little bit new and different. That may not be specifically about the work that you do, but could be generally appealing to the market that you're in. So perhaps you sell a software as a service, right? A software product, or you are kind of in that space. And typically in the enterprise space, that's a place where it's not an exciting prospect to have to go and do a big software application. It's usually driven from something that's a little bit painful. So make the parallel if you're selling services or you're a, solo entrepreneur who's selling services to people, the same kind of thing. Sometimes this is like painful and people don't necessarily want to talk about it, right? They don't follow brands because they talk about something that's painful. They'll talk to brands when they have a need. But you can still create a big idea and create a brand around that big idea and drag people through to align with your big idea. And then they're there and then they're ready. And when they're ready and they have a need, you're already front of mind for them. So this is either something you can do rallying around a person, or it's something you can do rallying around a big idea. And ultimately, you're going to have a team that speaks to that big idea and that is aligned with that big idea. So the trick is figuring out what that big idea is. And boy, do I have a resource for you for that. But think about that in social media marketing. This is all about what makes people feel things. It's not necessarily about regurgitating information about you and your process, okay? Because people aren't going to rally around that. They're going to rally around an idea. So think about what your idea could be. Okay, let me know what you think.